Do you want to get your tax questions answered by some of the leading industry experts when it comes to taxes for free? I'm saying that again, for free. For free. One extremely innovative way to do that is by joining the app Clubhouse that everyone seems to be talking about. Join Clubhouse for free and get your tax questions answered for free. Not bad. This is Kenner French of VastSolutionsGroup.com. We are the pioneer in tax finance and using artificial intelligence for entrepreneurs, giving you hopefully some great words of advice here. Specifically, we're going to talk about Clubhouse and how it can help you lower your taxes. Clubhouse, it's a lot of people are talking about it now. It's a San Francisco-based social media app that was founded by two guys, Paul Davidson and Rowan Seth, back in 2020, in March in 2020. As a matter of fact, one of my friends is an early investor, asked me to be a part of it, and I didn't even think that doing it was a good idea. Boy, was that stupid. Anyway, that's a whole nother story. The app, it's a voice-based app where people can create or join chat rooms, and all verbal and over the phone, over your cell phone. These chat rooms appear based on really who others follow, and users, once you're in one of the rooms, as they call them, you can listen to a conversation, or you can also be invited to speak through what's they call it the raise hand feature. The room's creators can also tap a person to allow them to be a little bit more active in participation. Now, as of today, Clubhouse has gained a lot of interest while remaining still in beta and requiring an invite to join, and those invites are pretty precious. Part of the interest has grown out of guests who have held conversations through Clubhouse, and I'll give just a few examples. Mark Cuban, you probably know, Jack Dorsey, Eric Sue, E40, MC Hammer, Matt Andrews, Mark Andreessen, Grant Cardone, and Kevin Hart. Conversation with these individuals sometimes have been curated, such as MC Hammer's discussion of the effect of coronavirus on prison population, and also E40's discussion of the future of rap music. Part of the interest in Clubhouse, besides these conversations, has come from individuals tweeting for people to join their conversation, and sometimes a lot of people join, sometimes in the hundreds of thousands, though at the same time, sometimes you can only have two in some cases. It really, really depends on the topic and the people who are involved. From my perspective, or personal perspective, I can tell you I've been in rooms where people have had their lives completely transformed. Specifically, I'll give you two examples. There was one where a recent college grad, she seemed to have her stuff together with only two clients, literally two clients. She was put in charge of a new consortium of investors and ended up with well over 50, all in the span of a 20-minute conversation. There's no exaggeration there. This truly happened. I heard this. In fact, I'm going to give you the example where I helped someone. I was a keynote speaker, and I had a tax question from a room, and I had one suggestion that saved the lady over $70,000. By the way, yeah, she was happy. These are just small examples of the incredible things that are happening with this new Clubhouse app. The latter example is one that can happen and totally and completely help you. Few places can you get on an app and ask an advanced tax professional, or any other industry, by the way, that you can ask questions and it can help you save some money in taxes. Who knows? Maybe you can be the next person to save $70,000. If you're really into taxes, you can join a tax club, and those might be a little bit more than you want as far as information. But I'm just going to throw that out just to name a few. There's the Tax Club, Tax Me Later Club, Tax and Accounting for Entrepreneurs, Tax Pros Connect, the Taxpert Lounge, and U.S. Tax Strategy. Some, again, are geared towards tax professionals, but joining these can truly add value, even if you're not an industry professional. You do not have to formally join a club. I should note that. You can casually listen to weekly shows if you desire. As an example, I host a show at 5 p.m. every Friday, and that's Eastern Time, called Tax Secrets for Entrepreneurs. As well, I'm part of a number of other different meeting times where we talk about specific topics, and I'm frequently a keynote speaker in those as well. As a side note, the app is incredibly fun. I mean, it really is fun. I'm not exactly the social media guy at all, but the app is so addictive, it's truly crazy. I've heard of people staying on the apps for hours a day. Many hours. I mean, many hours. Give it a shot. If you need an invite, get a hold of me. If I have one, I'll be happy to give it to you. Otherwise, I might be able to point you in the right directions. For details or help, go to our website, vastsolutionsgroup.com, or email us, admin@vastsolutionsgroup.com. Once again, this has been Kenner French of vastsolutionsgroup.com. Hopefully this has been of immense value.